For this escalation, we're going to need to get unsilenced shotgun kills. Now that's going to be a little tricky, because as you can see, we're starting with no items whatsoever. Fortunately, any good Hitman map has everything you need on the map already, and in Miami's case, we definitely have what we need. We just need to find a shotgun. All the shotguns we can pick up are unsilenced anyway. There is one in that security room, but I'm going to pick up a different one here. So we're going to come around here, grab a coin just for handiness sake there. We're going to come up over to Maxwell Rudder's office. Now there's no shotgun up here, but there is something we're going to need. Just come up here through the window. There's a small chance of one of those guys wandering over, but if you get up here fast enough, they shouldn't notice you. So in here, we've got a briefcase. It's empty. It's also brown leather, which is not unlockable at this time, which is a real shame because it's one of my favorite looks for the briefcase. We're going to take this briefcase, and we're going to use this to smuggle our shotgun around. So it'll be very similar to doing this escalation with one that you kind of bring in yourself, because it'll have a briefcase, so we won't have to overtly smuggle it past anybody. I think you could certainly do that in this escalation. It wouldn't be too difficult, but for now, we'll just do this the quote-unquote easy way. So if we kind of cut across the wall like that, you can avoid that camera entirely no matter where it's pointing, which is pretty handy. Only when you're coming in that direction, though. If you try to go towards the medic thing, I think you get spotted. So we're going to come in here, make sure that those guards are turned away. Just grab the shotgun here. If you're worried about the cameras, you can shoot them with the shotgun from the door before you leave. It'll panic these guys, but you're never coming back here, so don't worry about it. But we don't need to worry about the cameras. So after I flub this and put a coin in the briefcase, I'm going to put the shotgun away. We're still trespassing, but at least now we're not armed. Going to cut back through here and get back to the public area because we don't need to do anything back here at the garages. And we happen to have picked up at the very beginning there the event area key, which is what we're going to need to get into all the places we need to go, including to get our disguise. Now, normally I like to retrieve my suit at the end, but since for this particular escalation we are required to not change out of the food vendor outfit once we change into it, we're just going to have to deal with that. So we'll come in here, grab the necessary disguise, and now we can begin to set up our stuff. So what I'm going to do is come here and throw a coin out here. You want to throw it on this side of the door, not the other side, or else that guy there is going to hear it. The reason why we did that is because right above us is a guard, and it's one of the targets. So by hearing the coin down there, he happens to be the closest NPC to it, and plus he's a guard, so he'll override anybody else anyway. And he's going to walk all the way downstairs. Now he would walk up the stairs into that lower area of the stands if we do nothing. So what I'm trying to do here is to get his attention with a second throw, but it doesn't quite work because for some reason he is very fixated on the original sound. But if I can get him in proximity with another character who hears it, like so, he'll override that character and then come over here. Which is fine. We're not in any real hurry here. We could just get him walking back. But for now, we've managed to catch him. So be careful, look around, make sure you're kind of concealed by this wall, and then blast him. We're going to dump him immediately. We're going to put the briefcase away. Pick up anything that you like. You don't need to really pick the gun up. You can leave it there if you want to. And this part is a little bit RNG because you're never going to be quite sure where this guard is going to respond, if at all. But he will eventually calm down. And for some reason I was able to get him distracted almost immediately. He just lost interest very quickly. That seems to happen if you only fire the shotgun once sometimes. For some reason the guards may give up after just a few seconds. The other guards didn't, but he did. So either way, if you need to wait, just wait. And just throw something over by this dumpster, lure him over there, do the exact same thing. I'm not needing this gun, I just happened to pick it up because it was sitting on top of the briefcase. I would recommend, again, just leaving those lying around. If you need to hide, go ahead and just do that for a little bit. Otherwise, we're going to make our way over to the other two targets, the ones that are not guards. first we've got one of these guys at the race marshal area up here in the booth. He's fortunately the easier one to distract, because all we have to do is turn off the fuse box and he's the one who responds to it. But to make things a little more convenient, we're going to put this briefcase right next to the area where we want to stash him, grab our shotgun out of it, and run over here into the corner. It doesn't really matter if he sees us, but we don't want him to see us while he's still got the door open and is in line of sight to his friend. So we'll just hide here until he walks over, let the door close, and shoot. We're going to, again, put the shotgun away, because we're not quite done with it, but we're almost done. We're going to run out. Now, sometimes the guy will run away to try and get a guard, but sometimes he'll just cower. As long as you don't have the shotgun out and the door was closed when you killed the guy, he shouldn't notice, because once he's in a panic, he won't enforce trespassing against you. So come here, crouch on the way out, because that lady is an enforcer. It's not that you're trespassing, it's that she enforces that disguise, and so you don't want to run past her. And then just distract this guy with anything. You can use the fuse box if you want. It works just the same way, but it's a little slower because he has to be like, what's going on? Again, he saw me, but because he's a target in the new SA rules, that's not going to be a problem. And what I'm doing now is I'm leaving through the main entrance. You could leave through another entrance if you wanted. You could grab a crowbar in one of the pits on your way over there and leave by the manhole or something like that, but what I'm doing is I'm just running out into the stands and then going through that door, because there is a guard who is an enforcer, and because of the gunshots, he could be pretty much anywhere over there, and I don't know exactly where he's going to be. So for safety's sake, I'm just going to swing a little wide and head straight for the exit at the main entrance, which should allow us to get Silent Assassin. I turned the indicator off when I'm recording just so that it's not sitting there on the screen in an awkward place, but I'm pretty confident that we will have Silent Assassin here. And sure enough, we do. Not really the most challenging escalation, but it is kind of fun to deal with some of the unsuppressed response mechanics.